Fast and Furious is a dream that Joe Rogan had, okay? And there's more movies than there are Vin Diesel emotions shown in the movies, okay?
Yo, welcome to Random Fandom. This is the show where my funny friends and I give our funny hot takes on all things that are random and fandoms. With me, as always, we got Anthony, Andre, Jeff, and returning to the Random Fandom couch, one of the OGs, the winter dozer himself. Kaiser is back in the building. I'm very excited, and we're playing the same game that we played way back then for Marvel. We're gonna be doing Watch, Save, Burn today, but before we do that, this episode is in honor of the new Jurassic World, which came out today, actually. So before we get into our Watch, Save, Burn, we had a super chat. A fan of ours actually submitted a question that they wanted to see us play a game for, which is perfect for this episode because we're doing Jurassic Park. They want us to play a game involving Spielberg movies. So thank you, Alexandra R., for your comment. We are going to be doing One Has to Go using Steven Spielberg movies. Let's go ahead and put them up.
Can I just say right now, I don't like this game.
Okay, so we got Jaws, Indiana Jones, E.T., and Hook. And I just want, before we do anything, I want to reveal what I'm wearing today because you have no idea. I'll tell you what's not going. Hook. Hook's
I'm with
crew.
you. Yeah. No.
That's the first one to go.
That was the first one to go.
That's the first one to go. Are you kidding me?
No.
Jaws, Indiana Jones.
There's a no way.
Come on, man.
You're getting rid of Hook out of those four. Jaws is the
You're crazy.
we're just pretending Jaws is a good movie
you're
because it's
off-
old, Shark Attack, yada yada, whatever. Nostalgia.
you're off
Jaws
your
is
meds.
an awful movie.
You're off your meds, and let me tell you why.
It's a piece of cardboard we're pretending is a monster. You can't watch it nowadays and act like you're scared of nothing.
Okay, Kaiser, go for it.
First of all, Hook is like generic baby boom bullshit. Like, oh, Peter Dad doesn't have enough time to go to his kids' baseball games. Oh, his Wall Street job is keeping him tied up at work. So what does he do? He's gonna fly to never gonna watch this movie again land and get his youth back and save his kids, who never feel threatened in this movie, by the way. Let's start with that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
they were
really?
screaming. They were in their little cage. And they were like,
were in the
Dad, Daddy, oh my God.
Can I ask you this question, Jeff? Have you ever, in the history of cinema, seen parents less concerned about their children being kidnapped? You got Inspector Phil Collins walking around the living room. Make some fucking missing children signs, get some flashlights, and hit the streets and find your kids. This is a messy movie, and hear me out. In the original Peter Pan, weren't Peter and Wendy like romantically involved, or at least that was suggested?
Okay.
Yeah, and now adult Peter is laying down with his ex-girlfriend's granddaughter. Okay, that's not exactly incestuous, but it's some hillbilly elegy shit, all right?
I'm sitting right here.
Well, then you know. Yeah. Firsthand.
That's why I like it.
Wait, so what are you saying has to go?
Indiana Jones.
Whoa!
Crazy.
What is happening?
Oh my God.
What is happening?
hope they-
Andre, what are you saying has to
Yeah.
go?
Yo, we're gonna be here for like 5 hours.
I don't need to explain it.
Andre, what do you say has to go?
So I'm on the fence. I'm gonna say Jaws gotta go, man. Because as a black man, when I'm in the water, like I don't want to be like thinking about no shark eating me up in the water. So therefore, I'm not gonna. It slowed my ability to swim.
I will say
make the
that
threat
makes it
a little more
that
real,
almost makes it better
Dre,
because that's how good the
than
movie was.
running around with Senior Mustache and
I don't wanna be afraid
The
to-
kids, their lives
I don't
are
want to
never
be.
threatened.
I don't
want to
be afraid. I don't want to be afraid to get in the water because of a movie. And also, you remember we went on that ride.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Remember
Universal Studios.
me, you and Jay.
You
You won't believe this. He didn't know that Jaws was gonna come out of the water.
Oh,
Like, look, my
They
back
lit-
is turned to the water, and Jordan and Jerry just like this. And I'm like, I know something's coming. And it comes up in slow motion. And I'm like, It's like, I get scared in slow motion.
legitimately.
Yeah.
It's been there
Like
since
everyone's
1930.
watching this.
It's like
Oh,
it's a part of
man.
Universal Studios.
that's probably better than Hook. Run the film.
So
Run it.
I haven't even said mine yet. I'm gonna be so honest. My choice was E.T.
No, no.
Get rid of E.T.?
E.T.
100.
as a kid, I was just like, I don't really care about this dude.
Nah,
yeah,
bro.
that was mine.
Nah.
I'm sorry. The way I look at it, Hook,
No.
that is, I would argue Hook, if someone said what's some of the greatest live action Disney remake, right? And then Indiana Jones, I don't need to say nothing. Indiana Jones is.
Indiana
You didn't let me
Jones
say
never-
anything.
No, no,
I
we're
told
gonna
you,
get
and
to
you're
you.
just
No, we're
like,
gonna get to you.
like,
Indiana Jones never
For me,
grabbed
I
me.
think Indiana Jones is perfect. And then Jaws, I love horror movies. When you think about the foundation that is laid with Jaws of what you could do with little budget, something that's not working, and build the suspense before you ever even see the shark, that's just groundbreaking filmmaking.
Yeah.
Jaws literally took the two notes and made them astronomically more intense. The da da. If you hear that, you know it's about to go down.
No, all of the things that you liked about Jaws, you get zero enjoyment from a second watch in Jaws nowadays.
No, that's fair.
So if it's one has to go today, it's not build a time machine and which one made you the happiest in life. It's what one has to go. And right now, watching them all, Jaws would give you the least amount of enjoyment.
Have you seen the performances in this piece of shit?
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman is great. Rufio killed it.
Real.
All right.
Okay, so real
Bro,
quick,
Robert Shaw got nominated for an Academy Award.
So-
in
E.T. is
Jaws.
one of the most like historic. Like it's been in Stranger Things. It's like so many other shows and movies have like used it as a reference point
Pop culture
in their-
reference.
A pop
so
culture
real quick,
reference.
so let's pause. Why Indiana Jones?
Okay, actually, I have a good point. Look at all the titles of those movies. Every one of them had. You have to have Jaws in it, or it's not the movie. You have to have E.T. in it, or it doesn't make sense. You have to have Hook in it, or it doesn't make sense. If you take Indiana Jones out of the movie, I've said this multiple times, the movie will happen exactly the same way if Indiana Jones is not in the movie. They find the Raiders of the Lost Ark. They find the Ark without without Indiana Jones. They find the Talisman without Indiana Jones. If he was not there, if he just kept being a professor, everything would have happened exactly the same.
And the Nazis die at the end.
Yeah, by opening the Ark.
Didn't do
that-
anything.
They never stopped. He didn't stop them from opening the Ark, and if they would have opened the Ark without him, they all died anyway.
Hear me out.
Music.
I think you
out.
took too many Rufios before this show, bro. Way too logical, bro. Way too logical.
Nah, but that's deep
That
though.
is true,
I never
though.
thought about that. That's
Never
crazy.
thought of it.
What is this
Wait,
parallel universe
hold on.
bull? He's one of the greatest action heroes ever to grace the cinema.
Did a whole show
Hold
on
on.
Big Bang Theory just about how Raiders of the Lost Ark doesn't have to have Indiana Jones on it.
Sorry.
Or
Sorry. No. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, if he didn't go down into the temple with the snakes and get the amulet that then showed them where it was,
Yeah, that's right, but they were only about 30, 40 yards away.
but it
They
doesn't
would've-
matter. The Nazis would have never found
They
that because they
would've
would not
been-
have
the
got there.
thing
So
is-
he needed to be in the movie in
Not
order for it
true.
to be a movie.
Not true, because he got that amulet right to find where it was going. If he wasn't there to stop them from taking the amulet from that woman, they would have just taken the amulet from the woman.
But they
and
would have
then
known
found
what
it.
to do with it.
But they would have found out eventually that he just found it. He just found out where it was going to be just by
He needed
chance.
to know where it was and the stick length and everything and the sun at the exact same time. The Nazis didn't know that shit.
Right, and they would have just eventually figured it out. They were only like 30 feet away from
They
where.
didn't figure it out without his little help. They didn't figure it out.
You're burying the lead. This guy Pan, married his ex-girlfriend's granddaughter.
No, you don't have to sell the movie to me. I want to watch it again.
quick, hold on. I have the solution in this situation because we spent. Just so we all know, Al thought this was gonna be the quickest game possible. So, Kaiser, I'm sorry to put this in your court.
Alexander, what did you do to us?
You either need to eliminate Indiana Jones or Jaws. Hook is gonna be what it is.
I would rather eliminate myself. Go get the I want Harry Carey, bro.
You got.
I don't know.
If you had to choose one of them to get rid of, because this majority is on those two. Just
Fuck, this breaks my heart, but I gotta go Jaws. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's
So-
one of my favorite, most rewatchable movies of all time.
I will
You
say
should
this,
rewatch it to see how he's not needed.
I will say this definitively, so you're not mad at us. We're not happy about this, but Jaws.
I'm happy to
I
get
am.
rid of that.
No, but Jaws has to go. I'm happy my flag is planted on Hook. Hook, we did it. So let's go.
Oh, it looks like we hooked Jaws.
Oh, shoot.
Hey.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Alexandra, for this game that we swore was going to be, we probably get in, get out. Are you kidding me? Indiana Jones. Ain't nobody. I left my ET argument immediately because y'all, that was.
Oh, let's find out what. Have Alexander tell us what they would have picked.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Alexandra. What are you choosing between these four?
Sure.
You think Hook?
I
Oh,
think
no. No. So, with that being said, with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World being the forefront and the theme of this episode, we're going to do franchises that refuse to die. Franchises that just keep coming back. We're doing Watch, Save, Burn. If you've never played Watch, Save, Burn, it's our version of Kiss, Marry, Kill. You watch one movie one last time, you can save one movie to keep for forever, and you burn the rest. And we're doing series, so that entire series has to burn. All right, let's go round one. Franchises that refuse to die. We're doing the Adrenaline Kings, Jurassic Park, Fast and Furious, and Transformers. Which one are we watching? Which one are we saving? Which one are we burning?
Burn Transformers, burn it.
I know what I'm burning.
Burn it. Now, look, if you haven't watched the 86 original OG Transformers movie, you cannot be in this conversation. That gotta go. Transformers was supposed to be the next Star Wars, and they it up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss like this, but
You good?
They even got the characters that played the voices swapped, if you really know about the shit, right? Like, so for example, Leonard Nimoy, right? He originally played the voice of Galvatron. He didn't even play Galvatron in the movie. They swapped it. So they only did one combiner. There was no Trypticon. There was no Metroplex. There was no Unicron. They didn't do none of that, man. So get rid of that shit. If you have not watched the 86 movie, watch that. It is amazing.
Great film.
It's in my top 5.
I am on his side, by the way. I am a burn Transformers.
Wait, does the animated one count in this franchise?
No. This is just no.
It
Does
does.
count?
If 86 counts, then Fast is out.
It's bad.
Fast and Furious is a fun time. If you use your brain in Fast and the Furious, you're doing it wrong. I like the first one. I like the second one. Love the fifth one. The fifth one is the best one of the franchise.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that.
You said it because it was the right thing, and you don't know how to lie. Fast and Furious is one of the one of the worst things that's ever happened to this country.
Thank you.
100%.
Okay. Can I explain to you the plot
Please
of
do.
Fast and Furious?
Please do.
Fast and Furious is a dream that Joe Rogan had. Okay, and it happened after he had too much alpha brain the night before, and then. He came out with these ideas. He's like, all right, bro, hear me out. We're going to have all these explosions, all these fast cars, all these action stars. We're going to have Jason Statham, Jason Momoa, and Tyrese, and Ludacris. A lot of the action stars are really early 2000s hip-hop and R&B artists.
You're right.
There's more movies than there are Vin Diesel emotions shown in the movies. The only realistic thing of the franchise is that it's so dangerous that a dude did die. That's the only realistic part.
Just the last one, it made me cry because it was so illogical and stupid when they took a car from like
To
the
space.
80s to space.
Okay.
That doesn't
Wait,
make
wait.
any sense.
And in the first one, they were trying to steal DVD players.
Yes, thank you. Why? How do you
stealing
jump
DVD
from that?
players to shooting a
Okay,
Dodge
wait,
Charger in
this
space?
is-
Remember when they were throwing around that safe? That's like a couple, maybe 150 tons.
Just with
And
two
then
cars.
With the two
just
cars.
with two Hondas, just driving a
just
whole
driving,
place.
having a
Okay,
good day,
hold on.
using their turn signals.
Hold-
Doesn't make sense.
And then
on.
the whole city's fine with it. Cops didn't say it was illegal
Nothing.
afterwards. They didn't get arrested.
okay.
They just say family and all other
They had a
crimes disappear.
cookout. They had a cookout after every season.
Every
how you know
every
it's
movie,
bad.
Movies
every
had a
movie,
cookout.
it's somebody dies and then somebody comes back, somebody
have a
betrays
cookout.
them, and then they have a barbecue in the
Right.
backyard.
Okay, here we go.
Someone takes corn on the cob, and it's
hold
fine.
on.
Whatever.
Everybody pause. So we're saving Jurassic Park. Let's get that out the way. Jurassic Park is being saved.
One thing about Jurassic Park.
Damn it. Okay.
Hold up. No, listen. The idea of humans cloning dinosaurs is the most brilliant thing on this
Sure.
screen right now.
Sure.
Therefore, you cannot get rid of this film. Michael Crichton's brain mixed with Steven Spielberg's
agree.
eye made one of the most classic movies of all time. That said, there are not enough original stories to sustain 7 dinosaur movies. It's the same movie over and over again. But I get it. Every so often, there's a new crop of 10-year-olds who are mesmerized by seeing dinosaurs on the screen, and you gotta have it. You gotta have it. So you don't get rid of that.
I'm saying save Jurassic Park because of what we were talking about with 86.
We like that.
I will say burn Fast and Furious now. And then watch Transform. Only because of 86, he's hurting.
We get to watch 86 only.
I gotta see a commercial come out about them trying to do another Transformers.
Do we all agree?
Bro,
Majority?
bro.
Watch
We
Transformers.
save Jurassic and burn. I'm so sorry,
I'm sorry,
Andre.
I don't
We're
like
gonna-
Transformers either.
So let's go next round. We're doing the Fantasy Clash Royale. Godzilla versus Pirates of the Caribbean versus Star Wars. I will say, I'm going to plant my flag again. As much as I love all three of these, only because my love for Godzilla 2000, I don't want to burn Godzilla. I love the Matthew Broderick Godzilla with my whole heart.
Still?
Yes.
After -1?
It's- oh,
Minus
no, no,
one
no,
is
no,
a 10 out of 10.
Minus one is a 10 out of 10.
It's a
I'm
10
talking
out of
about my
10.
childhood.
Easily.
So,
Don't even know what you guys are saying right now.
You never saw -1?
have you
There's
not
never
seen
been
-1?
in the very beginning. Every King Kong and Godzilla to me,
-1
there's
is not about
there's
the
a
monster,
white
that's the
lady on the
thing.
top of a building, smash.
-1 is not about the monster. That's why it's dope.
yeah.
I've
It's
never,
about the people.
But I'm
and-
sorry, the
and-
23 movies before
Watched-
that were
you
all
watched it?
garbage. You lost me, and
You watched it? You
There's
watched
no
-1?
reason. No, of course I didn't watch
Bro,
it.
Minus
you
one
will
is
cry
deep.
at
Let
the
me-
end. You will cry.
You will,
You
because
will
it's
boo-hoo.
about the Japanese experience. They're trying to rekindle their lives and put together some semblance of a normal society, and then that big green son of a comes along and don't help any matters. And it won an Academy Award for
Yeah.
Best Special Effects,
Minus
Visual
one.
Effects, Special
And story. The
I
story
can't
is
remember.
amazing. The story is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel
Just
like you
jumping in
guys
my-
are gonna try to be like, well, we obviously can't get rid of Star Wars, so we gotta get rid of Pirates of the Caribbean,
That
which
shit
was
gotta go.
obviously a better movie than Godzilla's ever been.
Wait, what? Pirates?
Yeah,
That's
fucking
Burn.
great movie.
Hook 2000 is better than Godzilla?
Yeah.
Bull.
You want to talk about special effects?
Not
you
one
see
movie
the
in that
villains
franchise
with
is
the,
good.
with the. Are you kidding?
The original Pirates of the Caribbean was nominated for Academy Award.
Yes.
It was. I will say.
For what? Best beards?
Best Picture.
So hear me out. Let's plant a flag. What are we all saying about Star Wars? Because no one said anything about Star Wars.
Save it.
we
It's
say
the
save or
save
watch,
Star
but it's
Wars.
not
Save.
burned. You're not burning
Save.
Star
You
Wars.
gotta
The greatest
save. You gotta save.
franchise,
You gotta save.
greatest
Save.
franchise in the
Okay.
history of
Save.
cinema.
Saving Star Wars.
Save Star
so let's
Wars.
switch the conversation. Forget about watch. Between Godzilla and Pirates, what are we burning? Once you brought up the Pirates thing, you're right. I would actually, I'm sorry, -1. I think Godzilla I'm going to let burn.
Yeah.
Because Pirates,
Johnny Depp was fantastic in
Yeah.
this role.
And there was a lot of continuity.
I can't think. Are there like actors that you think of in Godzilla movies that you're like, oh my gosh, the performance from Godzilla?
Not
Like,
even
what
the
are we talking
performance, it's the
about?
history.
Broadway.
Like we get a different perspective of the kamikaze bombers, right? I never even thought about that perspective of World War II. Very
This
bold.
thing, Johnny Depp-less, I mean, yeah, he's good. He's the only good thing about the franchise. The rest of it's bullshit.
I think honestly, if I don't, every Pirates, I'll take out the third one. I love the villains in all the Pirates. From the first one, bro. Once you get to Davy Jones, what
Oh
they
my gosh.
did,
That's
Davy
fair.
Jones was amazing.
Davy Jones.
freaking
That's fair.
fantastic. And matter of fact, Dead Man Tells No Tales, the ones that's being shown up here, Captain Thalathar. I'm like, when you think about those villains, every storyline, there again, the third one's the only one where I'm like, it kind of got a little too convoluted. But
Yeah.
each Pirates,
agree
they're
with that.
like the story.
They
movie
built on it.
I'ma
They
say-
built on it. They created a world of the pirates where it's like every character got a resolution, their story. They got to enjoy the world, and they started off with their ending became so different that you saw character growth, you saw perseverance, you saw a world completing itself. And they even when they brought back the fourth one, you're like, actually, I love to see it. I love to see the fourth one and how they built on it.
Yep.
But with Godzilla, it's just like, hey, is that a monster? Oh no!
Oh, it's not just
Let's
a
fight
monster,
another
Anthony.
monster.
It's the king of monsters. And this movie is based on a
Okay.
theme park ride.
Here's the thing: he's no way he's the king of the monsters because that's not my father.
Fair.
I'm gonna say we burn
Fair.
Pirates for two reasons. Two reasons, right?
Okay.
One, that quote, "Dead men tell no tales." That's a Harriet Tubman quote. You know what I'm saying? Number two, we in the Caribbean. I'm looking at the posters. Where are we at? No representation. Burn that. Burn it.
You guys are in that movie.
No, we got.
But we're not on the poster. We not done like
Yeah, I don't-
Representation-wise, we got the lady that talks like this, and then we got a little bit of Zoe
Oh,
Saldana
no.
in the
Yeah,
first
he's not
one.
You got Madame Cleo, and that's it?
yeah, and then
Call
Zoe.
for your evening.
What? That was amazing.
Dang, and then you got Zoe
That was
Saldana.
so
in the,
dead on.
I think she's only in the first one.
Call me
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Exactly.
At least in Wakanda, they said, you know, even though it's an imaginary place, we got black people here. They saying this is a real place in the Caribbean. Not one of us
Okay.
is in the main. Fucking,
Well, okay, here-
That's
okay,
so right though.
Yeah.
Dang it! We got burned. We got burned. Pirates of the Caribbean. He makes so
Dang.
much good point.
I can still keep. I'm just.
sticking with
What did I
Godzilla.
enjoy? It's not what's culturally appropriate.
I am-
That's not the name of the game.
Let it burn. Let it sink to the bottom of the ocean.
You're saying Pirates?
Burn.
I'm saying
Pirates gotta go.
Pirates has to go. You're the deciding factor. If you
It's
say
fine.
Godzilla right now, Godzilla will win.
If I say Godzilla needs to burn, Godzilla will burn.
Godzilla will burn.
Godzilla will burn.
I'm saying Godzilla, Jeff,
Godzilla will burn.
and you're saying
Hook 2000.
great. Majority has switched. Pirates is staying, but one last time. So Godzilla is burning. We are watching Pirates, and we are saving Star Wars. But yeah, so let's go next round. Oh, Jesus. We're doing the superhero elite. specifically, right? So we're going Batman as a whole franchise.
Even Dark Knight.
Yes. Yes. Batman as a whole franchise, even Dark Knight. We're going Spider-Man as a whole. And then all of the X-Men, including X-Men animated series. Of these, I'm going to tell you right now, I wish you would try to burn Batman.
I can
Okay,
make,
well,
I can make the
I-
argument.
Okay, great.
What
That was
if
it.
I jump in and I let myself get burned, but I save them all? Because I really
You're
don't want
No,
to.
sacrificing
this is very
yourself.
tough.
No, I just think that the impact of all these movies, their franchises, have done so much to cinema.
Ooh, it's
Dark
tough.
Knight was one of the most amazing
Incredible.
Batman movies. Heath Ledger should have won an Academy Award posthumously. That was
He did.
amazing.
He
Oh, he
did,
did?
actually.
Well, then,
Yeah.
yeah,
He should. He did.
He absolutely
yeah.
deserved that. Spider-Man catapulted people into loving superhero films. Tobey Maguire on that scene with the train, that you can't get rid of that. And X-Men, I mean, X-Men just it built the universe together.
So hear me out. So just so we can have an understanding of what my thought process is, so we can argue on that. When I tell you 1,000,000,000%, I want to save Batman. I think what Spider-Man has done is so insanely amazing for what we have for the MCU and everything. But X-Men, out of all these movies, is the #1 where you can pull in and reach out more things where you go, I didn't like that one.
Logic.
Anytime she's in there.
Looking at these superhero elite franchises, which franchise has the best collection of movies? Probably Batman's got the pound for pound the most good films.
Okay.
Then I'm going to say X-Men's got the next collective, trove of best films, and Spider-Man has the least. There's maybe 2 that I like in the franchise.
I'd say
And
Spider-Man to me
Spider-Man
might
was
have
my
more- the
favorite growing
most-
up as a kid. It pains me to say that.
What X-Men movies do you all like? And then what Spider-Man movies do you all like?
The Tobey movies and the Garfield movies are okay. What's the young kid's name?
Oh, Holland.
The Holland movies and the Miles movies are the best things about that franchise.
So you got 5 right there. What are you saying for X-Men? Because
All of them.
Now you got name. Be
There's-
specifics. Specificity, my brother.
I love the first one. I love Days of Future Past. Dre, you might have caught me, Dre.
I
you
told
might
you.
have caught me.
Is Logan part
I just
of it?
love
Yes.
watching the
Logan is part of
X-Men.
it. Logan is
But
part of
Oh,
it.
whoa, Logan counts?
Yes,
If
it does.
Logan counts,
Oh, that's the
I know
second
I'm not-
greatest
I'm not
comic
trying
book
to-
movie ever.
I know. I'm like I shouldn't have brought it up
Damn it, Jeff.
because
Okay, let's do this. What do we want to save? Let's start there. Between, or sorry, what are our thoughts on Batman? Because no one has said burn Batman.
Save.
Let's plan it. Let's save or watch. I'm saying save. He says save.
I say watch.
You're saying watch. What do you say?
watch.
Watch. And then
Watch.
Watch. Okay. Let's put Batman at watch category. Next, between Spider-Man and X-Men, I'm gonna just start it off. I say you burn X-Men. All because of Into the Spider-Verse. Those Miles movies changed the game.
You ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I probably won't, because I'm gonna be mad. Because Logan is. I agree with what you were about to say. That's one of the greatest superhero movies ever made.
It
I
be
might
one or
like.
two.
Yeah.
I might like
so-
X-Men
Even 97.
more as characters. Just if we're just not.
Because you still got the animated Spider-Man. That I grew up on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
So Kaiser, between which Spider-Man and X-Men you're burning?
Spider-Man.
Burning Spider-Man.
Which pains me because that's my
bring
favorite
it up.
comic book character as a child. That hurts.
Jeff, who you burning?
I was so ready to burn X-Men, and then X-Men '97 when they just redid it. That was great. That
So
was
you're-
great. But nothing made me feel the way that I felt when I saw Into the Spider. Nothing was that magical to me of like groundbreaking. Like I feel like they changed animation in movies. I
Yeah.
feel like the way that they did it, other movies were like, all right, we
Puss in
gotta
Boots came out after.
we got to redo how we draw stuff now because they just changed how it is, and that looked
You're right.
beautiful.
But yeah, when
And
Puss in
so
Boots
it's-
Last Wish came out, I was like, yep, Spider-Man to change something with Into the Spider-Verse animated one. But yeah, so you're
So
saying,
yeah, I'm sticking with it, but I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna burn X-Men.
okay,
but
Andre.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, I'm burning X-Men.
Dang.
Burn X-Men.
Oh shoot! So we all hate these choices, by the way. We love all of them. Again,
do, yeah.
he would sacrifice his life to hug all of them to save them all in this
Yeah,
fire.
he tried to do a
But
Groot
we are
moment.
saving Spider-Man, watching Batman, and burning X-Men. Wow, that sounds weird to say out loud. All right, what are your thoughts in the? I know your comments are going wild right now. So next round, we got Spycraft Smackdown. We got James Bond Mission Impossible and The Expendables. Ugh.
Easy.
Burn The Expendables.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
We already did Expendables. We did the Fast and Furious thing. We have to do it again.
That's literally my thought. Fast and Furious right there is the sole reason why Expendables.
No, we got 3 right here. Me, Jeff, and Jordan say burn Expendables is
When they chop the
stupid.
dude body in half, come on,
No,
bro.
but
Look at what they're going against.
Yeah. Actually, can I tell you this? This is why you have to burn Expendables, because
dumb.
Once you get to number 4, the nostalgia factor is starting to die down, and they're just like, let's throw in some more young cats that we shoot, who else we got?
If they do a 5th one, they're going to be like, hey.
Oh, they're doing different.
Michael B. Jordan, you're an action star now. You need to do it up. They're just,
one of the
true.
original.
Stallone's just on like one of those little e-scooters, just like
I might
I'm
do
coming
it.
for you guys.
There was actually a rumor though that they were going to do another Expendables, and it was going to be an all-female cast using female action stars, which that would have been dope to see, because I was tired of this bunch of trying to add more people.
It would be dope to see, but it would also be one of those trailers that got downvoted.
Yeah.
People would be like, what is this woke trash?
So I'm saying burn Expendables. I'm going to go save James Bond. The biggest reason for saving James Bond is when it comes to Mission Impossible, it is kind of that, how do we fix it? It's like, hey, guess what? We're going to do this thing that's impossible. Hey,
You're
so
saving
we're
the
going to
boat.
do the thing that's impossible again. You know how you ran really fast because something impossible almost happened? It's about to happen again. 10 times? At least James Bond, when they've done the trope, they're like, let's get a new body.
This is simple. James Bond is the greatest spy in the history of cinema.
No, he's not.
So that's why you save that.
Oh, that's terrible.
So who's
Well, I mean, everyone knows who he is. That defeats the purpose of being a spy.
who is? Well, okay.
Hey, my name's Bond, James Bond. I work for MI6. Don't tell anybody though.
I don't think he tells anyone he
how
works.
about
I'm saying in the movie, everyone knows he's a spy. Everyone's just like, oh, James Bond, he's a great spy.
That makes him even better if everybody knows who he is.
So this is just jumping in. So understanding the reason why James Bond is such a great spy and the best in cinema history, you're talking about a person who's so debonair at what he does, he can tell you who he is, and you can know where he's at, or you can see him, and the next thing you know, he's gone, he's got the information he needs, and he's just shut down your whole operation.
That's why
And you're
my
just
spy
like,
name
what?
was Jeff. Because because people can know who you are.
Just
if you're a
Jeff.
good spy, you can have it out in the open.
So
No, you can't. That doesn't make any
that's what he does in the
sense.
movies. Everyone knows he's James Bond, shaken not stirred, all that. And what happens when he does it, when he completes the mission, everyone is so confused. How did this man do it? That's what the villain's trying to figure out. How did this guy, who we knew was the person, how did he do it?
So he's literally a magician. He's telling you I'm doing magic, and you're like, no, you're not doing magic.
also
But boom,
probably a
magic,
terrible
it's in your
dad.
face.
I am waiting
Yeah.
for someday for spy movies to graduate to a point where bombs don't have timers on them, because I feel like it feels very counterproductive.
Throw away that trope.
So-
That's just.
To just be
Okay.
like, you're gonna die in exactly this amount of time for you to plan
So
your
let's-
escape.
Let's bring it all together. So we're saving James Bond.
Yep.
We're watching Mission Impossible.
Yep.
And we're letting Expendables burn.
Yep.
As we go to the next one, realistically, Expendables should have stopped after the first movie. That's what Expendables should have been. One
It was
movie.
a fun idea once.
Yes.
Once you're expendable, that's it. You're done. Like
Yeah.
trash, right? Like,
Last round.
Okay.
So
here-
final round?
Oh, it is the final
Yeah.
round.
So for the final round, we are going the Slash of the Titans. We're doing Final Destination,
Burn them all.
Scream,
Oh, man.
and Halloween. I think, I'm going bold in here. What Scream did for horror movies and making it a franchise that you can look inside of itself and be like, I mean, the trope and what you do. It's literally, it's like a comedy that's not a comedy in a sense, because everything is making fun. And this is the only franchise that they rebooted and was like, oh, shoot, we coming back in strong. Like, I think it's Scream, yes, when Scream 4 came out, that's arguably my favorite Scream. That's how
Really?
good it was when they came back.
I don't know if
mind you, Final Destination Bloodlines, fantastic movie. The new one is really good. Halloween, once Rob Zombie took over, that whole franchise could burn.
Yo.
Because of what Rob Zombie did alone. Forget them coming back now. Rob Zombie planted that flag for me where I'm like, I'm done. Especially in the second one when the ghosts came out with the whatever. I'm like, nah. So I'm saying burn Halloween. We're all in agreement for Halloween?
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Okay, so now.
No, I'm burning Final Destination.
Oh, shoot.
I think Scream is the most entertaining and prolific of the three.
Okay.
And I think Michael Myers is the greatest horror villain in horror movies.
How?
And I think Final Destination is clever because he was the first. Without Michael, there's no. He's the original boogeyman.
So then let's do this. What are we between? Because right now it's majority on Halloween.
Can I burn Scream too?
No.
Why?
What the?
It's awful.
I don't know if you should be in this for horror movies because right now it just feels like if
I have watched every horror movie you could possibly think of, and Scream is so stupid. It's like oh no, we might have hit.
If I can, why
got
is
a
it
knife.
Stupid? Why is it stupid?
Whoopsie daisy.
Why is it stupid?
It kind of reinvented the genre a little
Yes.
bit and did something no one else had ever done.
Yeah,
it's
bored
very
people to
No,
death
it's
while they
tongue in cheek. It's funny. It's cool.
What's funny about just a bunch of teenagers
hold
getting
on.
murdered?
Why?
But
I don't know.
from
Do you like fucking
inconsist-
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, hold on.
No, I didn't.
Why is Scream stupid?
I didn't need Wednesday Light to come back in here and be like, well, I'm probably sure we're going to die again. And they have the most formulaic bullcrap of an idea. It's like, well, this guy's just going to come back and he's going to kill everybody, but we can't kill him.
Millions of teenagers disagree with you, and there's no more fun franchise on that board that 10 high school kids can go to together, sneaking beers out of their dad's garage, and like, we're going to see Scream. It's an event.
Yeah.
That's why.
So
Yeah, I want to scream because I'm in this movie and I want to
wild. We're going. I'm saying save Scream. I'm gonna say watch Final Destination.
Gross.
Yeah.
And then burn Halloween.
Because I don't like Final Destination, watching it, I could at least get enjoyment from watching, knowing that I don't like it.
Final Destination is like a teeny, fun version of like playing around with what Saw did. It's like just have fun with dumb ways of how.
Yeah.
Like once you blow a freaking feather and then the feather, I'm laughing in the theater, having a great time. So Andre, what are you thinking?
I say we save Scream, watch Final Destination, burn Halloween.
Yep.
Great.
What? Just answer me this. Do you guys get uncomfortable driving behind log trucks?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Final Destination.
For
Made
sure.
Made that impact on your life.
It's a great franchise.
The only thing Scream impacted on my life is that I don't want to watch another Scream movie.
Well, actually, let me interject on what you just said. You just said what it impacts you. You didn't ask us what did Scream impact for us.
I apologize. What does Scream do for you?
It made one of my all-time favorite horror movie franchises. That's what it did.
Why?
It took a movie where I got sick and tired of watching a movie that's a horror movie that was too formulaic. And it made a movie and they said, hey, you're going to trip and fall because you're stupid. This is who he's going to kill because blah, blah, blah. And then they went, yo, this is how we're doing it. You just shocked the crap out of me. And you made it a storyline where the villain makes sense as to why he's killing people.
You said you want to see it because it wasn't formulaic, and then it became the most formulaic movie. And it's you can see how everyone's going to die.
The early ones were formulaic, and then they improved on it. Isn't that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it wasn't formulaic. They changed the formula, and then
Just vote without me. Just vote.
No,
and know
we
that
already
I'm,
voted, Anthony.
yeah, I
you
lost.
brought it back to this.
I'm sorry, I lost. It's fine.
Yes, it wasn't fine because that's why we came back to it. So
I
we're
watched a lot
saving.
of much darker horror
We're
movies
saving
than this.
Scream. We are watching Final Destination. We are burning Halloween. So we're going to the final round, which in the final round, everything that we saved will be in the running. Let's not even talk. Wait. So we got Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Spider-Man, James Bond, and Scream. Nobody say a damn thing about Scream. We know it's not winning. Okay?
You know,
That's more for Anthony.
Now you just made me want to pick it just because.
That's just for Anthony.
So pick one for what?
Pick one, and that's the one.
Only one
that we are
saved,
choosing.
and then all four
That's
other,
easy. Star Wars.
The one
and then all
franchise.
four other
in
franchises
Star
are taken
Wars.
away.
All franchises.
Star Wars.
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
I was gonna say, I was like, look, you guys just got me into this Star Wars. You know, 2 months ago, I would have been like, I don't even find this enjoyable. I like Star Wars now. I like it,
Nice.
but I just got here. It's a little, you know what I mean? I just got here. It's a little too early for me to save an entire franchise when I just.
You're right.
There's
Well, how are you
way
gonna watch
more
it?
You're a
movies.
Padawan.
There's
Let the
there's
master
no
speak.
Star Wars
Nope,
movies
don't like
that
that.
are as
Don't like
good
that at all.
as Inside the Spider-Verse.
What?
What?
None of them are.
Yes,
What?
there are.
Without
crazy?
nostalgia and how you felt when you were 8, when you thought
Rogue
Darth
One?
Vader was
Rogue
scary.
One. Wait, Rogue One?
I wouldn't say way. I wouldn't go
Rogue
way.
One I haven't gotten there yet. Okay.
Well, when you get there-
I haven't gotten there.
Watch
I mean,
Rogue One.
Endor,
any of the Star Wars cartoon shows were amazing. Like the ones that
those
were
aren't real.
Clone
No, we're not
Wars,
doing cartoon
Bro,
Bad
shows.
Batch.
you gotta remember though, Jeff. You
do cartoon movies.
Generational
Bad Batch.
thing.
So Andre, you're going
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star
Yep.
Wars.
Spider-Man.
The greatest franchise in cinema history, Star Wars. I've been saying a lot of greatest cinema
I know.
today, but I mean, I'm planting my flag as Jordan.
No, that's
said.
fair.
I'm going with Spider-Man, and still it's hard for me to believe that Star Wars is the great. If you got to measure all 8, you got to all 9. You got to.
Yeah.
It's a percentage of all of them. Then.
I do agree that Star Wars is the greatest thing of cinema. The fans are what's making me not want to choose it.
Oh,
I don't want to watch. It's hard for me to watch Star Wars and not hear all this stupid noise about what it should have been and what. So I'm like, hey, give me Spider-Man, baby. That was my second anyway, so now it's my number 1.
I'm just going to use your logic against you then, because you said the same thing about Fast and the Furious, that you just need to turn your brain off and just enjoy it.
No, Star Wars, you need to understand the storyline.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. You
That
literally
guy's got
do.
a red lightsaber. He's bad. I got a blue one. I'm good.
There's a lot of
Anthony,
lineage.
what in the
There's
world?
somebody else.
Anakin's turn to the dark side. You have to know that story to understand why he turned. Either way, the point being,
I didn't.
we have chosen Star Wars. Star Wars is going to be the end all be it greatest franchise of all the franchises that will not die. Let us know what you think. Put it in the comments section. Do you think Scream is dumb? Obviously, you don't. So, with that being said, just so you know, we have a membership that you can join. Join our super chats. If you put in a comment or a question that you want to see us debate, it happened today. You saw us do it. Thank you again, Alexandra R. And thank you to everyone being here. And Kaiser returning
Bring me back.
to the. Oh, absolutely.
Bring me back.
Absolutely.
Let's talk Rambo movies next.
Anthony will hate them. And we have a shop where you can get this Random Fandom mug, which we have a Random Fan mug that you can get
See what I'm
for
doing
the
here?
fans.
Like Home Shopping Network, bub.
And if you enjoyed this episode, click here and watch the previous episode where we're talking about Ironheart and talking about all things Marvel versus DC, but pertaining to black superheroes. Get educated.